right. Hi, everybody. Wave. We always have to wave. That's the thing. Okay, here we go.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
GC Community Chat, show number 220.
Thanks for listening to GC Community Chat. This is Master Prosh from PKSA Karate, and now here's your host, Kerry Parton.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to GC Community Chat. I'm your host, Kerry, and joining me tonight is Wayne County Commissioner Richard LeBlanc, Doppler Tom Iwinski, and Derek Parton. This show is dedicated to you, the residents and businesses of Garden City, as well as the surrounding communities. Remember, we're working hard to promote our community and yours. Well, hello, everybody. It's Thursday, October 23rd, 2014. You're listening to show number 220. I'm your host, Kerry, and for those of you watching on YouTube, as you can see, Richard isn't here tonight. That's because he is out celebrating his wonderful wife's birthday. So from all of us here, we would like to give a shout out to Cheryl and wish her a very happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Cheryl.
Happy birthday. So Richard isn't here, but our favorite weatherman is Doppler Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good. And also stopping by and filling in for Richard is former Garden City councilman and fellow Kiwanian, Mr. Mike Jones, is with us tonight. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Kerry.
How you doing? You good?
I'm good. Raring to go. There's a lot of stuff to talk about.
A lot of stuff tonight. And hello, everyone in the chat room. And for those that are watching us on YouTube and downloading the show for later, thanks for being with us tonight. We appreciate your support every week. Tonight we have another great show for you. Joining us in just a few minutes for our Let It Fly segment will be a good friend of the show, Lisa Hicks-Clayton, councilwoman from Dearborn Heights. We'll be discussing social media and communication, civic engagement. Are our communities using social media to its fullest potential? Also, assistance for the elderly and disabled residents. Who can they turn to? Plus, we have a few event announcements to pass along to you and much more. Now, if you'd like to be a part of the conversation tonight, all you have to do is call 1-724-444-7444. Enter the call ID 82757, followed by the pound sign. Now, some of you may have to call in more than once due to the heavy traffic, and we apologize in advance for that. Keep trying, and we hope to talk to you soon. If you prefer, you can text your comments or questions to us at 734-788-9319. And then, as always, join us in our chat room by going to talkshoe.com/TC/82757. That takes you right to our main show page. Now, once you're there, just click on the Join Now button and sign in as a guest, and you're good to go. Type your questions and comments at the bottom of the page, and our phone number and show ID is there as well. All our shows are recorded live, so you can listen to all 220 on our show page at your convenience when and wherever you want. We are also in iTunes. Just search for GC Community Chat. And don't forget, we're doing a live video recording of tonight's show, so you can put a face with the voice, and that video will be made available later on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/communitychatshow. All right, but first, let's get the latest weather with Tom. Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away. Hey, Tom, how's it going? Beautiful day today.
Yeah, it was a very gorgeous day out there. Temperatures weren't bad either. We're around 60 degrees.
Yeah.
Pretty mild this time of the year, early in the week, but that is a long, pretty nice pattern out there. And for the rest of tonight, we'll see those clouds, high clouds. We'll see some high clouds this evening. And I don't know if you heard about that brief partial solar eclipse that we had the potential to see, and I did see a bit of it. But unfortunately, like I said, those high clouds were along the horizon, and they started to really disrupt the viewing of it. So we didn't see too much of that, and then it's at the sunset. So like I said, those high clouds will continue overnight. Temperatures will stay not too shabby in the low 40s. It could be much, much cooler this time of year, but it's not. So and as we get into Friday, those high clouds will continue. They'll probably build up more and more as we get into the afternoon hours. But we'll still see some sunshine out there. Temperatures again will be around 60 degrees. So that'll be pretty nice. And then as we get into the weekend, it looks like a stellar weekend if you have any outdoor plans. No rain in the forecast, a lot of sunshine, some afternoon clouds. Temperatures will be around 60 on both days. So if you have any outdoor plans, they're all good. So it looks good. And then as we get to next week, it looks like it's going to be a okay week. Tuesday's the only day of rain that I'm seeing, but that will be on a front. It'll be a pretty long front that's going to have some impacts all throughout next week. But as we start throughout Monday, again, it will be continuing to be a very nice pattern, a lot of sun and clouds, temperatures again around 60. But then I said Tuesday we'll see that rain along that front through. Temperatures will be in the 60s throughout the day before that rain hits. And then behind the front, it will start cooling down Wednesday, Thursday, and into Halloween next week. Temperatures on Wednesday and Thursday and on Halloween will probably be in the 50s, which is 10 degrees colder than what we're going to be dealing with the rest of this week. And Halloween night, a little sneak peek for your trick-or-treaters. I'm not expecting any rain at this time, but I'm definitely going to see a lot of chilly temperatures out there during the evening hours. Probably before you're going to be out there, you're definitely going to have to keep another layer on that costume. And but no rain, definitely. And other than that, the weather across the United States is pretty quiet, and an exception to a few areas of the country. The Northeast has been dealing with a pretty strong storm system with a lot of rain and a lot of wind. The Pacific Northwest is dealing with a lot of rain and mountain snow. And southern Florida is the other area that's getting a lot of rain as well. But other than that, the United States is pretty quiet out there. The tropics are pretty quiet as well. We did see that hurricane move right over Bermuda last week. It was pretty unprecedented for them to get a hurricane make a direct impact on the island because it's just a small island in the Atlantic. But it did. Luckily, Bermuda was prepared and they didn't see too many problems with it. But very interesting to note. And as of right now, the Atlantic is quieting now. The Pacific is also quiet. So nothing too much in the weather department tonight, but if you want to keep tuned to the local weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTownsWeather.com.
All right. Thank you, sir. Sounds good. Yeah, we were just wondering about Halloween weather, so it's going to be a little colder, but dry anyway, so that's good.
Yep.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed, but we have Dave AC from the United Kingdom on the line. How you doing, Dave?
Hi, Kerry. Hi, Toppler Dom. Hello, Tom. I said Dom then, didn't I? Sorry. Hi, guys.
How's it going? Long time no talk to.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I do mean to pop in now and again, but
Just busy.
life goes by, things get busy, as you know.
Oh, I know. And we're retired, right?
Oh, that's news to me.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just been really, really crazy. So how's the weather there?
It's been fine, although we got, a couple of days ago, we got the tail end of that hurricane very, very mild. We could tell that there were quite strong winds here in the UK for what really is a very moderate climate that we enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah, other than that, the main thing that's going to make a difference to UK residents is that this coming weekend we come off summertime, which is I think about a week or a couple of weeks before you do in the States.
Yeah. 1 week, I think. Yeah, 1 week before.
1 week, is it? Right. Yeah. Although I believe, I've got some friends. Not every state seems to do that. I think Hawaii doesn't change. Is it Arkansas or Arizona? No, Arizona doesn't change. But,
right. Yeah.
I don't know whether that comes under weather or not, but
I don't know.
There's always arguments here in the UK about whether we should either stay on summertime all the way through and even go into double summertime in the main summer. Well, it's all to do with getting the most of the light here in the UK. Tell me if you want to stop, but here in the UK. One of the reasons put forward for moving that way is that although if you didn't move, children will be going to school in the dark and coming home in the dark.
That's right.
At least by moving at least by moving it in an hour, they are going to school and it's reasonably light.
Right.
And for a few more weeks,
Yep.
they can get home safely before it goes dark. But it can cause lots of other issues as well.
Yeah. Hey, you have our American football team over there in London. The Detroit Lions are over there. They're having a great time, I guess.
Oh, right. Are they sort of doing a sort of a guest? I mean, is it a serious competition, or are they coming over and playing friendlies?
No, they're actually playing the Atlanta Falcons from Georgia, and it's going to count. Yeah, it's a regular football game.
Oh, is this where they're taking over Wembley? 'Cause they certainly do that
Wembley. Yep.
each year.
Yep.
Ah, right.
Going to do it 3 times this year.
Yeah, 3 times this year they're going to be doing it.
This is the second one.
Second one, yeah. And what else was I going to say? Something else. I can't remember now. Senior moment I'm having.
No doubt when this game's played in the UK, it won't take 5 hours to play then.
Oh yeah, it's going to be on at 9:30 in the morning here.
It'd be 9:30.
That's when it starts. So what is that, like 3:30, 2:30 there? 3?
5 hours difference, I think.
We're 5 hour difference.
Okay, 5
from
hours, right.
Eastern time at least. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching that. Really. Are you, Mike?
If I get up in time.
Yeah, if I get up in time. Otherwise, we DVR it. Exactly. Wow. Well, hey, it's great having you. And Dave also has a couple of shows on Talk Shoe. Dave, why don't you go ahead and plug your shows for us?
Well, it's most kind of you. I don't want to barge in and do that.
No, absolutely.
Once asked, I will not decline. The main thing that I co-host with Ian, the Sixth Doctor, is a long-standing show now on Talk Shoe.
Yep.
Been going for 5 years, called the Culted Collective.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about science fiction, fantasy, currently maybe even horror with Halloween coming up,
Mm-hmm.
although we're actually fairly preoccupied by a UK science fiction, a family science fiction show called Doctor Who, which is currently enjoying a brilliant new season with Peter Capaldi as the new and 12th incarnation of the Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
This series runs, they're much shorter than the American ones, where you have something like 20, 24, 26 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
There are only 12 in this, with a Christmas special coming along. At the moment, every Sunday on Talk Shoe, call ID 54821 at what is 2 p.m. Eastern Time. We all gather and do a live show. And then Ian and myself and Mike, that's Mike Randall 4 on Twitter, also put out a commentary. So we're putting out 2 shows a week on that.
You've really been busy.
Indeed,
and then don't forget your wine show.
Well, more than that, I'm also helping Louis Trapani on what's called Doctor Who Podshot, which is about the longest-running Doctor Who pod series. Now, he does mainly just pre-recorded shows, but during Doctor Who airing, he also runs live shows on the Talk Shoe system. So I actually help that. So on the Sundays, I do 3 calls, plus getting all the prep. So I do about 14 hours on a Sunday. So yeah, some retirement there. Yeah, that's call ID 23358. And I've managed to, well, it drives me to drink, Kerry. It drives me to drink. And since I drink, I have to podcast about it.
Yeah.
So the other podcast I do is the Big and Fruity Wine podcast, and that is call ID 112272, and I do that on Tuesday. Very difficult to find a good time to do that because the 5-hour time difference we just mentioned. I don't want to do it too late so that people in the UK don't stay up and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, if I do it early, people are still at work. So at the moment, I do it at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays, which equates to 10 p.m. here in the UK. It means that often I'm doing it without people coming on the call, but I've still managed to do 152 of those, 3 years worth of that, would you believe? And that, by the way, I'm going to drop Carrie in it here. That was about the same time you were going to do a new podcast for pensioners and pensioners' interests.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll have to do that in my spare time. I don't know when. I don't know how you possibly do it. It's no wonder I haven't seen you in a while.
Right, and also, of course, I should say that as a disclaimer, I work part-time for TalkShoe, so
Yeah.
I'm doing training podcasts now. I think I'd probably do about 12 calls a week.
Wow. Very good. Very good. Well, I'll tell you, it's always a pleasure to have you on and joining us. That's for sure. But you know what's great? What's great though is our listeners can always download our show and listen to it at their convenience too. So.
Absolutely, that is great. But I'm surprised I'm usually usurped by somebody with gold braid on her, a mayor at least. I mean, you have some real dignitaries on your show.
Yeah,
a cornucopia of talent from Garden City.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just, I've been pretty thankful to have them all come on. Our congressmen and councilmen and mayors and senators, you name it. So we have a good time, that's for sure.
Well, you've had some of the ones I've enjoyed is where you had one of the guys from the fire department giving lots of safety information as well.
Oh yeah, firefighter Steve. Yep.
To your citizens, Kerry.
Yep. We did the open house not too long ago, a couple weeks ago from there, and it went real well. And firefighter Steve came on and talked, but yeah, he's a busy guy too, so we're trying to get him back on the show.
Right. Oh yeah. What show is this? I'm just looking at 220.
220. Can you believe it?
Right. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Who'd have thought, huh?
Yeah.
I got a ways to go, though, to catch you.
Only 35 years of age as well. I can't believe
That's
it.
right. Yep. We're young and good looking, ain't we? Well, look, Dave, have a great evening, and I'm going to move along here, and it was great talking with you again.
I'll just listen for a while,
Yeah.
and then I may drop off, but good to talk to you.
Absolutely. Anytime. All right. Thank you. Okay, well, with the gardening season winding down, there are still some things you can do. So here with their gardening in 2 minutes is Joey and Holly. Thank you, dear.
This is Gardening in 2 Minutes. As the gardening outdoor season comes to a conclusion in most parts of the northern hemisphere, this is a perfect opportunity for us gardeners to notate what we had planted and where we had it planted. Whether by taking notes or taking pictures with your smartphone, you won't remember. Trust me, you will forget. And the reasons for this is quite important.
One is so that you do not exhaust your soil. Certain plants use certain nutrients and some plants use others. So this way you can prevent soil exhaustion by moving your plants around. Another great reason is because of insect prevention. Certain insects will lay their larvae in your soil, and therefore, say for example tomato hornworm, if the larvae is in that patch of your soil, then the next season, if you move your tomatoes, then you don't necessarily have to worry about it harassing your tomatoes.
Crop rotation may be a little more difficult for the smaller growing operations. Let's say for a 4 by 4 foot raised bed that you're growing in the square foot method. What you'll want to do is loosen the soil up before planting next year, and then move the crops to the opposite side of where they were planted this year. As well as keep in mind that certain plants do need full sun and other plants can handle partial shade. So keeping that in mind and moving those plants around in the areas that they acquire the correct amount of sunlight, you want to keep that in mind as well. For more information on crop rotation and the benefits of it, for our weekly video productions as well as our free downloadable digital quarterly magazine, you can find all that information at
The WisconsinVegetableGardener.com.
For the health-conscious organic gardener worldwide. For Gardening in 2 Minutes, I'm Joy Baird.
And I'm Holly Baird.
All right. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Okay, please mark your calendars for a couple of upcoming shows we have scheduled. Next Thursday, we're going to have the Westland JC's Mr. Jim Hart here, And also joining him will be the president of the Michigan JCs. So they're looking forward to coming on the show, and also looking to expand their membership. So if you might be interested, please join us next week.
I'm just going to talk for a moment because I think
Oh.
Kerry's audio has just dropped out for the moment, and one thing we mustn't have is dead air.
Uh-oh.
Tom, are you still there?
I noticed that the audio kind of cut out, so yeah, something must have happened on his end.
You don't hear?
Yeah, it's showing us dropping out of the room. So if you want to
You
take
hear me?
over the show till he calls back in, or if you want, I'll talk for a moment.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll call in.
Yeah, I mean,
Hold
I
on.
don't know what happened on his end, but
Yeah, it
what do
hung
you
up.
like to talk about? I don't know what to talk about because I already did my
Right.
weather.
I'm going to call back in.
Oh, yeah,
I
not
dropped the call.
one-dimensional like that. One of the things that I don't know whether it's related to weather, but do you take an interest in what's happening in sort of space and so on? I mean, these meteorites and this one where they're hoping to land one of the
Get
American
us back
probes on it. Unbelievable things that I keep reading about that they're doing with things like that. I always feel as though people like yourself are still interested in things like, the night sky as well as just the weather in of itself.
Absolutely.
You are now joining the call.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
You
Hey.
are unmuted.
Hey, guys. You hear me?
Yeah, we were just talking while you made your way back in.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Just dropped the call somehow. You there?
You never drop the ball. You never drop the ball, Kerry.
Holding down the fort for you. Now you can have
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I'm glad you told me because I didn't even realize that I had dropped the call until I looked up there. So thanks. Thank you very much. Did I interrupt anything?
We were just talking. No, it was just. I was just asking Tom. We were sort of really marking time till you came in, but I was mentioning about some of the things that are happening with the American, landing on this meteorite and that. But
Oh, yeah.
Tom was reminding me that you've just had a solar eclipse or a partial eclipse.
Right.
I think it's the last one of the year in the United States, visible from most parts of the United States.
Thank you, Dave.
And that was just really as we waited for the main act to come back on the show.
All right, I'm back. All right, thank you, guys. Okay, so let's see. I mentioned the JCs are coming on. We're going to have the Michigan JCs. And then November 6th, I'm really looking forward to having with us the Director of Training for the Stiggy's Dogs organization. Donna Fournier will be here. Stiggy's Dogs is a 501c3 organization that rescues and trains shelter dogs to be psychiatric service dogs for military veterans living with PTSD or traumatic brain injury. The psychiatric service dogs are trained and deployed at no cost to the veteran. So you can read more about them at stiggysdogs.org. That's a tongue twister, Mike. Yeah. And then a ways out yet, right around the corner on December 18th, we're going to welcome local author Wayne Stolt to the show. He's written a book called Crossing the Line about our borders, so that should be a great show as well. Now, don't forget, we are still looking for guests to have on the show. If you're interested in coming on and sharing your story, or maybe you own a business, or you provide a service you would like to share with the surrounding communities, then now is the time to contact us so we can get you scheduled at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. Now, the City Council also wanted me to remind you that the next council meeting is on Monday, October 27th at 7 p.m. at City Hall, 6000 Middlebelt Road. Council urges all residents to attend. Okay, let's let it fly. All right, it's time for Let It Fly. This is where we discuss current topics that may affect our community and yours. So let's let it fly. All right, it's time for Let It Fly. And our guest tonight joining us is Lisa Hicks-Clayton. She is a councilwoman for Dearborn Heights, a good friend of the show. How you doing, Lisa?
I'm doing great. Good evening.
Got your mic on? You're all set to go?
I do. That music was almost a little too hip for me. I said almost.
Yeah, almost. Yeah. I kind of liked it. Something different. Hey, tonight we're going to talk about social media, communication, and civic engagement. Now, do you think that the communities are using social media to the fullest? Do you think they're actually using it to the fullest?
You know, I think we're seeing that evolve, and there are improvements in many of our communities. I know Westland. Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, bring it
there
up
I
a
am.
little.
I'll bring it toward me. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Westland, Garden City, Dearborn, they do a very good job utilizing social media, Facebook, Twitter. Our own Wayne County Commissioner Richard LeBlanc does that. I always love seeing his
A
tweets.
lot, yeah.
So I think it's something that we see developing and is very beneficial. I know in Dearborn Heights, we're kind of getting there gradually. It's been a slow go for us. But this upcoming council meeting on Tuesday, the 28th, I would anticipate we're having something on agenda to approve funding for, which is the Ping 4 alerts, which is our first step to move towards use of social media effectively to engage our citizens and our residents.
Now, what is that called?
It's called Ping 4, the number 4 alert.
Okay.
It's similar to Nixle.
Nixle,
It's kind
okay.
of like a combination of Facebook and Nixle.
Do you guys
more
have
for
Nixle
texting.
or no?
No. Yeah.
I wonder why you're not a part of that.
Yeah, we had discussion. There were some pros and cons, and just didn't weigh out in favor at this time.
Okay.
I like the Ping 4 alert because, like I said, it's really like Facebook. It allows us to get feedback to the different departments, whoever's administering for that piece. So, for example, our firefighters, our chief Brogan would be able to post something on Ping 4 alert, and he can get feedback.
Is that the
directly
number
to him.
4, Ping 4?
No. The reason it's named that is because of the sound it makes when it comes to your cell phone. It's like a ping sound.
Okay.
So that's how they
It's P-I-N-G.
P-I-N-G, and then the number 4
Okay.
alert,
Okay.
A-L-E-R-T.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's something that's
Yeah.
kind of sweeping the nation, but it's very similar to Nixle.
Okay.
And again, it's similar to Facebook.
Well,
it kind of crosses them.
Right. That's the main thing, to get the word out, communicate with the public. That's
Absolutely.
definitely what you want to do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, preparing for this, and this has been ongoing for a little bit, when I first presented the communication proposal in our city, there's a lot of research involved in that.
Right.
How effective is it? How does it work? What are the benefits? And probably over, I would say, close to 60 or 7 articles and documents, research documents with municipalities across the country, and also in other countries, including Australia and UK, had real favorable results as well. And something I made a notation of is a real quick sampling out of 77 local authorities, whether it's a council member, a mayor, a commissioner. They took a number, 77 of them, that used Twitter. And do you know how many people they were reaching who they had actual followers? They had over 300,000 just among 77
That's amazing.
people.
Yeah.
Which is impressive. So the question comes, what are the 2 main reasons to use social media in municipal government? Well, of course, we're thinking engagement, but one, when you talk about time
Right.
and money, resources, which we all know local municipalities struggle with both of those things.
Now, does Dearborn Heights have a Facebook page now?
No, we don't, as an administration, no, but we do for our firefighters. They have their page.
Okay.
We have our libraries. We have 2 libraries, the Carolyn Kennedy Library, the John F. Kennedy. They have pages, which are very good pages that they update and share
Now,
information.
How will that work if the city gets a Facebook page? Will your communications guy, that your local TV or whatever, handle that, take care of that, or
I would imagine that's the direction we go. We're still discussing
I think that's
use
who.
of Facebook. Yeah.
is that who handles ours? Jan Nork? I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay.
You get into some questions. There's some concern with liability.
Yeah.
The comments you might get back. Defamatory comments, things
Well,
like that.
you can set it up, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
the
That's
more
right.
private.
We had a study session and brought in Robin Pierman, who's from Schoolcraft Community College, who's an expert in social media and engagement. She was a presenter at Southeast Michigan Council of Governments for a workshop on this. She presented to our council. I invited her to come. She presented, and she shared with us many of the tools that are actually available to help you effectively manage, including that piece. Are we concerned about some of the defamatory comments, hecklers, things like that. But the most important piece to remember is we want to engage our residents for several reasons. I mean, you can promote your community like what you do. I think we can learn from the business community on how well this can be used.
Oh, it's a great tool, right? If it's used properly,
Be
like we've
proactive.
discussed that before.
Right, be proactive versus reactive.
Yes.
We know that leads to higher customer satisfaction, which makes you instantly think as a government leader, well, that can be better services for our community, which means our residents are going to be more satisfied. We want happy residents. That's who we're here to serve.
Here's another thing, though, and I've set up Facebook pages for other people, but they're only as good as what they give me to put on there.
That's right.
I told them, you have to feed me the information. I can't read your mind.
Right.
you know.
Right. And you probably find, I know I found, because I have a council page and a personal page, and I have some others that I manage for other organizations. The more you're posting information, the more you're going to get back.
Absolutely.
To continue. It's just this communication network that just grows and grows. I mean, you're really connected. Talk about connectivity. This is it, and it's economical. In most cases, again, Facebook is free. Other than the time you put into it. Twitter is free. This ping for alert, we're looking at a initial cost of $3,000 a year, which is still remotely economical.
Pretty reasonable.
You know, for what you can accomplish with that.
Exactly.
Because we can do emergency communications, like when this is what really heightened it, was that flooding in August. You can do emergency communications, weather, we've got winter coming up. Road conditions, maybe you have road construction.
And they text it. They text it too on your smartphones.
Yeah, it's very good. And most people have, mobile devices, smartphones, whatever it is. And so they're able to get it directly there, and it's relevant, which is really the key.
It's awesome.
You want government to be relevant to people. And we just talked about this engagement. Engagement and interest kind of wanes a little bit, and we see it dropping. Well, how do we make it relevant to people? And this is one of the ways of doing it.
Residents like that engagement. They like that personal, communication, and for them to get involved too, it's a great source.
Yeah, and I think of your, DDA here in Garden City, which uses Facebook as well. I mean, it's great for promoting events. Look at your fire, the chili, I always say your fire open house and your chili cook-off. Was great. You're utilizing it to promote your events, promote your community, but it's great for community economic development as well. Let's talk businesses. How do we promote our business? How do we attract new businesses?
Now let's talk people who aren't computer literate. How do we get that out to them?
Well, those who aren't, there's always, I call them more.
There's a lot of people still don't go online.
You're absolutely right. In fact, that's one thing we had to really assess in Dearborn Heights, and I'm sure for all communities, you have residents who don't use the computer, who don't have internet.
Right.
So that's where you have your community channels, that if they're TV media, local print, and your newspapers. A lot of people still like that.
Oh, yeah.
Word of mouth, by the way,
is the best.
Is the most effective way to get information out.
It really is.
Real fundamental right there. So I think that's really important to assess who are you trying to reach, because really we want to reach as many people as we can.
You got to cover them
therefore,
all.
There's no one-stop shopping here. We need to use different avenues of communication to get the word out. And the more you use, the higher reach you're going to have, percentage-wise, to your residents. And we also know that the more information you provide the residents, the more they'll be able to solve and answer questions and get the results what they're looking for. That's where resident frustration comes from. I would say probably 90% of the time is the communication, the breakdown in communication. How do I get this or they don't know how to get the information.
We had another source, and I don't know, you probably remember this, Mike. Do you remember the see it, click it, fix it, or whatever it was? See, click, fix. It was a software program where people could go on there and report situations like your street light was out, or a big pothole in your road or whatever, and then the city manager and different departments could answer that person, and it would be out there and until it was fixed. But now I don't think they use that. I'll have to ask Bob Murray about that, if that's still.
And, you can use Facebook for that as well.
But now, with Facebook, right, that's the thing.
To get that feedback where residents can say, this is what I saw here.
But if a resident said their street light was out on Facebook to the city page, would they take that and
That-
disperse it to the right department?
Whoever-
You know?
that would I would think that's how you would want to do it.
Yeah.
You would take that feedback, that information,
Yeah.
and go with whoever you need to just
Right.
to make that happen. you
Yeah.
know, to resolve
Yeah.
the issue.
I don't think you want to use it to report potholes.
No, not today.
No,
That's
no.
for sure. Well,
You'd
like a
have at
water
least
main
100
break or
posts.
something like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
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 But potholes is ridiculous now. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody
Oh,
and their brother be talking about that.
Yeah,
So anyway, yeah, communication is the thing.
it is. It is.
It's big.
The other thing we talk about in government, you hear this buzzword all the time, is transparency.
Oh yeah.
So here's another tool for that, for transparency, promoting
It really is.
transparency. So it just really makes sense, it's a great opportunity. And the question is, are your residents wanting it? And I would say, yes, they are. We've seen that in the studies as well.
I think so, yeah. And the main thing is to get back with that resident too. If somebody contacts them, you have to get back with that
Absolutely.
resident.
Follow-up is
Follow up.
key.
That's
It's
right.
key.
That's right.
Absolutely. If they email you, they expect an answer, And Bob Mary's real good about that. He will get back to you.
That's good. That's good, because that's part of that frustration.
Yeah.
Is not hearing back.
Yep.
And not knowing that it's being handled.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of times with residents, just getting that phone call, yes, this is what we're doing. Yes, ordinance is going out and
Yep.
addressing this issue. That's what they want to hear. You
Absolutely.
don't have to tell them anything else. Just let us know.
They want
you
to. They
heard
want to
us.
see results. Come on,
Yes.
let's face it.
Let them know that you heard them
That's right.
and that you're doing something about it.
Yes.
You don't have to report that the problem's been solved already,
Right.
but you're
You're aware,
aware
of,
of
it.
it.
Yes.
Yes.
But
exactly.
let them know. That's key.
That's true.
So what else as far as social media and communication?
Well, that's I guess for us is moving forward.
Yeah.
We see, and there's a recent article in the Press and Guide, which was Wednesday's, which was a really nice article, by the way. But we did, when I was interviewed for it, I had mentioned Garden City, as well as Westland and Dearborn, because they do a great job with their e-communications, their success stories. So I think that's great. I know Garden City, even with their council meetings, they're streaming them, which is a great opportunity for residents to really, here's your chance to get involved. One, to get the information, but two, to give feedback. And I think about our commissions. The Disability Commission, Commission on Aging, different commissions.
Yeah.
Aren't we always looking for people to get involved and be on the commissions?
Absolutely.
And this is something, again, when you talk about communications, let's get that out there. It creates, again, make it relevant. It creates interest.
And we were talking earlier before the show started, and we talked about it, me and Richard, last week, about the city's YouTube channel. They stream the council meetings, but if you go on there and you see there's like 12 views, 20 views, I mean, that's really sad. People need to engage and start watching that stuff. If you can't watch it on your cable channel, if you can't be there live to watch it, at least go back and watch it and see what you're missing and be a part of your community,
Yeah, a lot of times it's interesting. I don't want to say sad, but I think from an elected official's position, I want to see our residents involved. I want to hear from you. I have office hours because I want to hear from you. I want you to have a chance to
Yep.
connect. But we see and hear more from people when there's a problem, when there's something happening. And we want to encourage you to always be involved and engaged as much as you can.
And making yourself available, I mean, that's key too, right, Mike? I mean, when you were a council member, you were available. Anybody could call or contact you.
Correct.
And I know our council today is like that.
Yeah, they're very open to
Very.
contacts.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. Because that's one thing, you hear again over and over from residents is they want their representatives to be approachable. They want to know that you're listening to them
Yep.
and that you care, and you are their voice for them
Yep.
in government.
And even with our commissioner, our Wayne County commissioner, he's very accessible. Our state representative, Kanisik's, very accessible. And they're going to be our senator more than likely. And now like Julie Plowicki, I says, you got big shoes to fill, really. So I hope to see her as much as we do David.
Yeah, and that's,
Really.
I think that's key to being a success.
Yeah.
Success story, successful in what you're doing is, again, being.
I know you're
available.
very available too
Yeah,
to your
absolutely.
constituents. I mean, you're always having meetings or,
Yes.
coming up with
Yes.
something. So
Being out in the community, serving.
Yeah.
That's
Yep.
what, people know. How can you truly represent people if you're not out there
Mm-hmm,
and walking in those shoes?
exactly. All right. Well, moving along here, let's talk about the elderly and the disabled. How about some assistance for those residents? Where would they go? Who can they contact for any kind of assistance? I know that you're big on that. And
I am, and I apologize, I didn't bring my resource list with me. I have a lot of resources available on my
To be
Facebook
continued.
page. But
Well, how about
what I did want to tell you about was this task force.
Well, here's the thing.
Which I'm really excited about.
But here's the thing, though. They can contact you through Facebook.
Absolutely, or call me. I can
And-
give out my number. I don't
Okay.
mind giving out my number.
Go ahead.
Everyone knows it anyway, or it's out there. Which you can always contact me at 313-633-1845. 313-633-1845. And that goes directly to my home. I'm not afraid to tell people that. I would rather you call me directly because then I'm accountable
Right.
for calling you back. And I do have a return call policy
Right.
in place.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So and I serve on our Disabilities Commission as well as our Commission on Aging. I love serving on both those
We
commissions.
both serve on the
you
Commission
know?
on Aging.
And that's what we're about.
Yeah.
We're about bringing resources for it. So I do have a great deal of information. I just don't have it with me. So I
Okay.
apologize.
Okay, that's fine.
But there is a lot of resources that are available
Right.
for our elderly population as well as disabled. And I love the networking because I'm getting emails every day from organizations
Yep.
that are saying, this is what we have available. Can you help us get it out? So I'm always posting information for people to see and have access to so you know what's out there, as well as veterans programs. So those are kind of an education. Those are my passions. But one thing I wanted to share is I'm excited about Southeast Michigan Council of Government. We have a new task force, which I just received an appointment letter to,
Right.
which is called Access to Core Services. And I think this is great because this is addressing an understanding, recognizing needs in the system for access to facilities for special needs or disadvantaged populations like older adults, senior citizens, lower income, physically disabled, and that includes services that you're trying to access like healthcare facilities, education, parks and recreation, social support facilities, and this also includes transportation.
Now, this is through who?
This is through Southeast Michigan Council of Governments, SIMCOG.
Okay, SIMCOG.
Yeah, you'll hear them call
So,
SIMCOG.
okay. So
So
that
my
would
son
take
doesn't
care
have
of
time
Wayne
about that.
County
Yeah.
and
Yeah, well, actually, it's Southeast Michigan.
So-
So
all
it
of
includes
Southeast.
Washtenaw County,
Okay.
Macomb County, Oakland County, as well as in this.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's really good. It's moving our region forward in addressing these issues.
Mm-hmm.
Are we making sure there's access to services that people need for those who might not have transportation, who might be physically disabled? Senior citizens face challenges as well, and
Yeah.
so do families of low economic means, right?
I think transportation is huge for senior citizens, getting them to their doctor's appointments.
Absolutely.
Well,
yeah.
we have Nankin Transit,
Nankin Transit,
and we have Fish.
which they're always looking for volunteer drivers.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I just
always
had
been a problem.
just had an appointment this week with a lady who's blind.
Uh-huh.
Wound up at the appointment was canceled because the doctor had to make a change. But somebody like that has no way of
I know it.
getting there, and at their age they have a lot of medical issues. Getting their issues addressed if they can't solve the transportation.
Now,
question.
Nankin Transit, that's available to all residents, isn't it? In
the communities that it serves.
Right.
the communities it
and
serves.
that's
I
part
know.
of SMART.
Right, that's part
Yeah.
of SMART.
And it just depends on
And
what
it's only
communities-
what, a
yeah.
couple bucks or something? Or?
Here's the problem that I've heard. I'm sorry, Mike, you want to go ahead?
No.
Okay, I didn't want to interrupt you.
No.
Part of the problem I'm hearing from some of our elderly residents, when they have a doctor appointment, say at Henry Ford, which is Detroit,
Yeah,
they're out here in Garden City or Dearborn Heights.
right.
or
They
they're
may
going-
have a specialty
They,
or a specialist they
SMART
have to go to.
doesn't go into Detroit.
They only go so far.
That's right. They have to switch over. So we're talking about that gap. We need to close that gap to make it easier for people.
Well, that's where Fish comes, right? Do they go? They only
No.
go so far too.
Right. Fish wouldn't take them down to Henry Ford. I mean, at one time I took a client down to Henry Ford, but
Wow. So what do these people do?
And
Go
that's,
get on a bus?
that's the question. And like our
Wow.
church, Mary Monroe Baptist Church,
Yeah.
we're always putting out on the prayer chain, can you help transport somebody?
You
Because-
guys have buses.
Well, we do for services, for bringing them to the church for
Okay.
services. But for somebody who has a doctor appointment, say in Ann Arbor or Detroit, we're usually, calling each other to see who's available to drive that person.
Yeah, that's tough.
So that's
That
a
is
big
tough.
gap. You know,
Yeah, because a
that's-
lot of these people may have a specialist they have to see down there or something, and how in the heck are they going to get there
It's
Right.
tough.
if they don't have relatives or something like that can take them?
Yeah, and as Mike had said, you know, as we get older, unfortunately, that's part of getting older where we're probably going to have more doctor's appointments, the
Yep,
specialty
baby
doctors and
boomers,
whatnot,
it's gonna get worse.
So we really need to address
No.
that piece.
See, I have
No,
one on
we're
the
gonna look at
10th and the
Mike's
11th and the 17th of.
So
Mike
you,
just
you
showed us his
November.
planner.
this is for fish or your
No,
appointments?
That's for
That's
me.
just Mike's appointments, folks. He
Thank
has at
God you're
least
still
10.
able to drive,
Just
though.
kidding.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, but,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's very, very hard for them. I know.
Yeah.
Now, this task force is that in effect now, or it's something
it is.
that they're
It just,
talking
well,
about?
it's just
In the
starting,
works.
and our first meeting is Thursday, November 20th. So I am
Okay.
already meeting with members of different communities, including Westland, Garden City, Livonia, and Dearborn Heights.
Where will that be at that meeting?
It's going to
you
be
know?
downtown at the SimCog offices in Detroit.
And you are going?
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, you'll have to give us an update on that,
Absolutely,
even if
yeah.
you call in like the following week or something like that.
But that's why I was asking about when your Commission on Aging meeting is, by the way.
It's the second
Because
Wednesday, isn't it?
Second Wednesday
we
of the
need to
month.
hear from you folks. You know, we need to know what your concerns are, what the issues are, what are the problems that residents that you hear and know are facing. That's the only way this task force is going to be successful.
Well, I can get Sharon probably to call you if
Yeah.
before.
We wanna
When is
hear-
this meeting? Next Thursday?
It's November 20th.
Oh,
So we
November
have some
20th.
time.
Oh, so you could even come to our next meeting, Commission
Yeah,
on
that's
Aging,
what I'm
if you
planning.
want.
And I'm connecting with Don Nicholson. I don't know if he listens to your show. He serves on the Disability Commission.
Yeah, I saw he
for
was just
Westland.
appointed or something,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was just appointed, and he has a lot of area of expertise in that as well.
What date is our next Commission on Aging?
12th.
The 12th of November.
Right.
Yeah, that worked out perfect. If
Yeah.
you can come, 9
Oh, yeah,
o'clock.
I will be there because
We have
again-
donuts.
Yep. Oh, don't twist my arm.
Donuts.
Appealing to my other sense.
Coffee and donuts.
Oh boy.
Well, what I can do is I can contact Sharon, who's our chairman, and let her know that you would like to come as a
Yeah.
guest. Is that
Again,
good?
yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And again, we want to hear from people.
Maybe we can get her on a mailing list for the minutes or something too.
Yeah, we could do
That'd
that.
be great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Email it or something to her.
Right.
Yep, because this is a regional issue. Probably goes beyond our region.
Yeah, that's
geographically.
yeah. It's yeah, absolutely. It reaches everybody, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're right. Definitely. And it's time. It's past time.
Yeah.
To deal with this.
Yeah. So, Mike, what do you got? What I know
I-
there was several things you wanted to talk about too. Does it?
I got all kinds of stuff.
Okay,
up
what do
here.
we got, brother?
Well, I probably won't do these chronologically, but tomorrow, the
Yeah.
Commission on Aging has their Halloween party from 11 to 3 at Maplewood
That's right.
Center.
That's right. We're going to be there.
Yeah, we
Tickets
are-
are $10. I think they're still available.
Yeah,
I was
think
going to say, is it too late?
No.
I don't think so.
We'll be there.
And we will also.
I do have the flyer on that too, I think.
Yeah.
Right here. It's the 24th from 12 to 3 you said. Tickets are available. Do you have the phone number? You want me to
That's at Maplewood.
Maplewood, yep.
Yep.
And it's 734-793-1856 for more information. And Veronica's Catering is going to do the food again.
No, they're,
Awesome.
And they're fantastic. Yeah.
They are awesome. So yeah, if you can make it, come on out. We will be there.
Do that.
And let's see, changing topics a little bit, but the next day, of course, is the big Michigan State U of M football game at 3:30 up in East
I
Lansing.
know that's going to be huge, huge.
Yeah, we have season tickets to U of M. I'm looking at getting trounced.
Oh, be positive. Go blue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, okay.
Keep it
Sharon
sport-
is in the chat room.
Hi, Sharon.
Yeah, or Mike, and
Mike.
you are on the agenda. You're on the agenda
Yay.
for
Oh,
our
great.
meeting the 12th.
Wonderful.
All right, thank
I'll
you.
be there. Thank you.
Perfect.
Well, they probably know what the current status of the Red Wings were, but when I came over, they were behind 1-0 in the first period.
Oh yeah. Hey, Mike, do you know what the Red Wing score is? He'll put it up if they know.
Recently, at the council meetings, they approved the assessment for street lighting.
Yeah.
There was a lot of discussion on that.
It went
But
up
it's-
what, 60 cents or something, or
Yeah,
50?
they have to bring this up every year, but it's
Yes.
not like it's something brand new.
No.
They're continuing what they've been doing for the last 2 or 3 years.
Right.
And if they didn't do that, then they either have to turn off the lights, which I don't think anybody wants,
No.
No.
or they'd have to find the money someplace else, which means you're starting to look at layoffs in police and fire and public safety, and that's definitely not what you want.
That's where they hit
So
first.
until we get to a more solid financial position and the property values slowly creep up and the income from that increases.
And you know what?
This is something they've had to do.
Here's another thing too. Garden City Hospital is a for-profit now. They're going to be paying taxes.
Yeah.
So that's going to come in handy big time. So
They're huge.
that's huge.
Yeah.
So yeah, people need to look at that and don't forget.
The Garden City School Board has their sinking fund
Yeah,
on the ballot.
that is a renewal, not a new tax.
Right, it's a renewal, not a new tax, and it's like taking care of your property. I mean, you wouldn't let your
You gotta
roof-
maintain it.
Roof leak.
Nope.
The
boiler.
You wouldn't let your furnace go,
Nope.
and that's what all this money is used for, is
Building maintenance,
building maintenance
basically.
type issues.
Yep. And that's a
Energy-
necessity.
Energy efficient windows at the high school, new roof over at the high school, new boilers.
Yep.
These are things, we have a huge investment in these buildings.
Now, is that
And we have-
strictly for the high school, or is that
No,
for
no,
all
no,
the schools
no,
in
no,
the
no, no.
district, right?
It's for all the schools in the
Okay,
district.
okay.
And they'll just use it where it's most needed. They'll have a
Right.
priority list and say,
Yeah.
okay, this year, we're gonna do this, just like the city
Because
does.
most of our elementary schools are in good shape now. I mean, they're like brand new, really. They just had all redone.
They rebuild them, but
So the high school is getting older, though. They do need some things.
we've got Make a Senior Smile Day, of course, coming up November 8th.
2-1 Pittsburgh.
2-1 Pittsburgh, okay.
Thank you, Sneezy.
Yeah.
I love it.
Make a Senior Smile Day is coming up on Saturday, November 8th.
I love make a scene.
3-1 Pittsburgh. Oh my God.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Okay, that's enough.
All right, let's get back to make a senior
And,
smile day now.
with the way the Red Wings offense has been so far, that's probably too much.
Yeah, I know.
They're
know it.
playing great, but they're just not scoring.
No.
So
I'm sorry.
they can still use volunteers for Make a Senior Smile Day.
Yep. Still looking for volunteers.
I think they have at least 25 homes that they're going to go in and rake the leaves for people that just
Yeah, I
aren't
think they're
physically
set.
able to do it.
They're set on the homes, I think. But yeah, they do need the volunteers.
Yeah, that's so
And-
rewarding to do that.
And monetary. I mean,
Yeah.
this is coming out of Richard LeBlanc's pocket. And if anybody would like to donate, the Garden City Garden Club did. I know you did.
Yes. Yep.
They donated a check the other night. Much appreciated.
It's so rewarding. Like our
Oh.
Hillcrest, our Kiwanis K kids
awesome.
will be doing it. But unfortunately, Diane Webb, Commissioner Webb's is the same day. So of
Right.
course they'll be servicing Dearborn Heights. in
You know,
this
I'm
case.
surprised
But,
that
yeah,
that
we
they
don't
didn't.
usually do it that way.
They should have coordinated that.
Yeah, because we love to have the kids out, the National Honor Society,
Yep.
Key Club. I mean, it's just a great opportunity for organizations and service clubs and individuals to support their community.
Let's just
for
hope
our
we have some
seniors.
great weather like last
Oh,
year.
yeah,
It was
yeah.
awesome last year,
Yeah.
and it is. You feel good afterwards. You really do.
And those seniors, I love it. They'll buy donuts for the kids, or they want to thank you so much for being there.
Yeah.
And I've seen them cry when we arrive. Just
Yeah.
tears.
Yeah, they really
And it's
appreciate
just,
it.
Oh, we say no, you don't have to give us anything.
Mm-hmm.
We're here because we care.
You know,
My wife and I are about to the point that we would cry and give donuts too. Somebody come and pick up our leaves.
hey,
So, yeah,
I am at
money
that
too,
point.
but- no.
You know, I did want to mention just before you go on, we were talking about that new registry, the Garden City Community Volunteer Registry that Monica Fulton had announced at the council meeting, where people can volunteer to do certain things. You know, if they're interested in a certain thing, shovel snow, rake leaves, or whatever. You can go over there and sign up. Now, what they have to do is they fill this form out, and there is a background check with the Michigan State Police. You got to have a clear background. Also, if you want to work with the children, you got to have background check. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. But what do you think of that?
No, anytime you can tap the talent of people who are willing to volunteer,
It's a great thing.
it's a positive thing.
Yeah. That's the thing, you got to get the volunteers. And you know what? Unfortunately, so many times it's the same people volunteering all the time. So we need some fresh blood in there, some young blood in there. A lot of you high school kids out there, or parents, if you're listening, get your kids involved in the community. Get them involved. I mean, get them away from the video games and get them outside raking and helping these people out, because it's so rewarding and they appreciate it.
This is what makes for a quality community.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm sorry, James, right? James, I was just gonna say, like with the K, I say Hillcrest because that's where it's school, but the K kids, which is the Kiwanis kids, that's what we're doing with the young kids. I mean, these programs are so valuable because you're developing leaders for tomorrow, today, and the kids, you can see it still. Even like when I go into the middle school and these kids I had 3 or 4 years ago, they remember all those things, the service projects you did with them.
They really do.
So you want to lay that foundation because you are building for the future.
Yep.
They are our future.
Absolutely. Oh, I totally agree that the kids need to get out and get that fresh air, help out a little bit. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, don't want to forget that on the election,
Yes.
Garden City's got 6 charter amendments. These are just bookkeeping things to bring us up to date. One of them,
Yeah, they're not really huge. I mean, earth
they're just-
shattering.
They're just doing things that make us more efficient. One of which I'm particularly interested in.
Yes.
And that's the filling a vacancy one.
Yeah,
That's finally going to be spelled out clearly as to how it should be done.
And you want to explain that? Do you know?
Well, what'll happen is if there's a vacancy, it'll continue to be offered to the next highest vote getter that wasn't elected.
Okay.
But the term will only be until the next election.
Okay.
So unlike when Cordy resigned and there was still 3 years of his term left, now the vacancy would only be filled until that next election.
Oh, okay. Not that 3 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which wasn't fair for the people who got elected to 2-year terms, and was one of the reasons that I refused to campaign and try to hold the city responsible for 2 extra years. I said, if I can get elected in November for the next 2 years, then I don't deserve to be. Well, gee whiz, guess what? We actually elected some very good people at that November election. So I have
we did.
no second thoughts about that. But these are things that just save the city money, make us more efficient.
Bring them up to date, like you said.
Our response to changes in laws and so forth, like the boarded canvasser thing, which is no longer local, it's countywide.
Right.
And so we had to change the charter to reflect those changes.
Yeah.
None of these are controversial. They should all be approved, and I hope people don't get tired of going through their ballot and give up before they get to the stuff on the last page and so forth.
Now, although there are a few on there that are a little confusing, like the Wolves one and that.
Yeah, I don't understand the Wolves one.
I don't either. But I think next week maybe we're going to hit on some of those proposals. I'll have a copy of them here, and maybe we can discuss those a little bit in depth.
The county one looks like it's pretty straightforward. It's just allowing the head of the county commission to appoint a delegate to that retirement board, and
sure.
So he doesn't have to necessarily attend it him or herself. Mm-hmm. But so that doesn't look like that should be controversial. But the wolf thing, I don't understand it. So hopefully we can get that cleared up next week.
I got some breaking news here. Cheryl just texted me. Special report: confirmed case of Ebola in New York City. Another doctor who came back from Africa 10 days ago took a taxi yesterday and was at the bowling alley last night. Reported 103 fever this morning and was taken to the hospital by hazmat teams. So that's getting scary. That's a whole nother story. Yeah, not good. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
It's all right.
It's live, folks.
Yeah.
News breaking as
We've got the Garden City Thanksgiving Parade coming up on November 29th.
Yep. That's huge.
Kiwanis and Rotary are having their Christmas party for kids on December 11th. We'll have probably somewhere in the vicinity of 115 kids.
That's a big deal.
They'll be getting.
Are those kids there from Garden City, right?
They are. They'll all be from Garden City schools.
That's awesome.
About 100 of them will be from Garden City Public Schools.
That's
We'll
awesome.
have a handful of people, perhaps from St. Raphael's, and a couple of handfuls from.
But all the community. It's just strictly from our community.
And
That's awesome.
And these are kids that the teachers essentially have recognized and said,
Truly deserve it.
yeah, this family might not have much of a Christmas.
Oh,
And we spend, the Kiwanis and the Rotary spend over $2,000 primarily on the presents, but also for the food, which is catered by Amateas for this event.
Yeah. And that's held at
It'll be held at Radcliffe.
Radcliffe.
Yeah, well, Schoolcraft College, Radcliffe
Right,
Center.
right.
In their gymnasium. So that's on December 11th. And
I just want to put a plug in for the Santaland Parade. We are going to be in it. We meaning Cheryl's going to be in it. All the senior Olympians who medaled.
oh, nice.
And they are going to be grand marshals. And I get to drive a brand new Gordon Chevrolet pickup. And Mike, Sharon's husband, is going to drive too. So that should be fun. That should be a lot of fun. Yeah. Pat Squires had contacted Cheryl last night, and she's all thrilled. I said, "Boy, you're a regular big shot now. Don't even talk to me." But no, we're having fun with it, so we're looking forward to that.
I don't have the details, but Straight Farmhouse still has their Halloween program going, don't they?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. Matter of fact, right here, I have it right here. The Skeletons on Review. That is this year's exhibit, opened October 1st and runs through October 29th, so you got a few days left. This year's theme is Then and Now. Skeleton friends will help you take you back in 1933, the year Garden City officially become a city. You can stop by during regular museum hours, which is Wednesday and Saturday from noon to 3. They plan on opening the museum 3 separate weeknights. October 22nd, which was yesterday, the 28th and the 29th. So you got the 28th and 29th if you want to go in the evening from 6:30 to 8:30. Or you can call Kim and Jerry at 734-522-1226 to schedule an evening visit. Now, it's totally free. Bring the family and cameras, and they'll give you a tour. It's really cool. I mean, if you have kids, take your kids out there. And if you don't have kids, show up, because there's a lot of history there. It's amazing what they have in that farmhouse. It really is. Pretty cool. And say hi to Mike and tell him Carrie sent you. What else you got, Mike?
The last thing I have in my notes, I'm going to throw right back to you. Can you give us an update on the Garden City Business Alliance, when their next meeting is and how things are going?
Yes, I was going to do that a little later in the show. I will do that, but I did want to mention the Community Shred Day is going to be Saturday, November 1st from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the City Hall parking lot. That's located at 6000 Middle Belt Road and are off Central from Ford Road.
Food drive.
Yes, they will accept up to 5 paper grocery bags or cardboard banker boxes of sensitive paper documents from Garden City residents and businesses to shred at no charge. Also, they've expanded it to accept canned goods and non-perishable items for the home pantry located at Maplewood Center. And they are in desperate need because I guess their food is just flying off the shelf over there.
Yeah, I just wrote a check from the Kiwanis for $250.
Oh, awesome.
Today
Awesome.
that we had approved. And
I think Garden City
gave it
Garden
to
Club
Monica.
is going to too. I'm not sure though. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That's all I have.
Yeah, I will mention our Garden City Business Alliance shortly. Also, don't forget November 8th is, we were talking about it, Make a Senior Smile Day. Meet at Maplewood. Let's see, I think it's at 8 a.m. at the Maplewood Center for a continental breakfast. Volunteers will then go on their designated homes. Everyone will return to the Maplewood Center around noon for lunch, and they promise to have you out of there by at least 1 o'clock, or you can just hang around and shoot the bull if you want. For more information, call Commissioner LeBlanc's office at 313-224-8855. They are desperately needing volunteers still. So if you want to volunteer to do that, you'll feel great.
Yeah, the more people they have, the faster the raking goes. So
Yep, and it
so
goes quick.
You can't get too many volunteers.
Yeah, I think last year they had some of them had 10, 12 people on a home.
Yeah.
So it went real quick. And Lowe's volunteers, they send volunteers. They bring all the paper bags and rakes. It's really cool. If you do have a rake, they'll bring it. They said you can bring it. Also, I wanted to mention, I told you about this, Lisa, is Irene Student Clinic is offering veterans, active and non-active, a 1-hour massage for $20. And if you've never had a massage, you want to go there because it is, when you're done, you'll feel like jello, believe me. Now, they're located in Southfield at 26061 Franklin Road. That's 10 Mile and Telegraph area. or you can call them at 248-350-1400. And it's a good deal for our veterans. Go over there and it relieves some stress for sure.
We had a speaker at the Kiwanis meeting today on.
Oh, yeah.
From a massage clinic.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Went really well. She's local.
Did she do any
She didn't.
free
No, she didn't perform anything.
free samples?
But she gave us a little test, list all the things that you can think of that massage would be helpful for. And Monica won that and got a free massage out of it.
Wow. Awesome.
And she had coupons to give you $5 off, so it was going to be $40 instead of $45.
What the heck?
for
Our
an hour.
call just ended. Oh. Hold on, folks. What the heck is going on?
Yeah, don't they know we run from 8 till 9-ish?
I don't know why it ended. I didn't do that. All right, maybe I can call back in. Oh, well, we may have to end it. Let's see here. Hold on. Yeah, it signed me out.
Account
and
of
everything.
darkness.
Wow.
Called on account of darkness.
Yeah, yeah. We have a time change this weekend, don't we?
No,
next weekend.
another
Next
week.
weekend.
Right after
Okay.
trick or
next
treat.
week. All right, so we have one more week.
Before the election and
Don't
after trick or
believe
treat.
they did that. No, I'm out.
And apparently a week after they do it in England, according to the report we got tonight.
Darn it. Well,
So we're done?
we're done. I can't get back in there unless I reschedule. And,
Got all your stuff that you wanted at least.
Well, we didn't get the business
Time
alliance.
sensitive. Oh,
well,
yeah.
we still got the video going, that's for sure.
Oh.
So anyway,
Just talk to them.
if they can hear me, yeah, I guess they can hear me. We lost. Hold on. I don't know. We had technical difficulties with TalkShoe, so you know what? We can continue. We're on video.
Okay.
All right. Hi. Sorry about that, but the audio is going to be. So I'll have to. What I'll do is I'll just record something at the end there and edit it. But anyway, what was I talking about?
Garden City Business Alliance.
Oh yeah, let me get my my prompter up here, my notes. Oh, I mentioned the volunteer registry. Okay. And let's see, we did our Halloween party in the farmhouse, the veterans massages. I just got to make sure I cover all this. Okay, Garden City Business Alliance. I want you to check out our website. You can find it at gardencitybusinessalliance.com, or you can go to gcbiz48135.org. And I'm sorry, it's .org on both of them, not .com. It's .org. We have a new online printable coupon page that's going to be activated as soon as the businesses send in what they want on them. So that's something new. We also have a photo gallery that they just started on there. A lot of pictures from the chili cook-off. The Garden City Business Alliance next meeting is 9 a.m. November 7th at the Straight Farmhouse. It's going to be held in the Grand Parlor, 6221 Merriman, November 7th, 9 a.m. We got several things that we're going to be going over. All Garden City businesses are welcome. We ask that you bring plenty of business cards. It should be a great time. And on December 12th, it's going to be at the Straight Farmhouse. We will have our evening meeting. That's going to be 6 p.m. More details will follow. Now, if these times or venues change, we will notify you. We are welcoming new members. Contact us through the website or just show up at our meetings with plenty of business cards, like I said, and you can join that way. Remember, we will upload our latest show when it's available to our Facebook page at facebook.com/GCChat. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel at youtube.com/communitychatshow. And we thank you all for listening and your support. Let's see. I think that's about all I have. Mike, or you guys got anything else you want to talk about?
Just thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry, we had big shoes to fill with Richard doing his husbandly duty of
I think
taking
we,
care of the
I think,
wife's birthday.
I think we have a little gremlin here, man, knocking me out of talk show. But hopefully we got
Maybe-
most of it on there.
Maybe next week Richard can give us the latest update on the jail. I didn't want to.
Oh
start
yeah,
on
he
that
will. Yeah,
because
yeah. I don't know anything on that.
it's beginning to look more and more like they're going to try to
Finish it. Yep.
At,
And it
at
sounds like
downtowns. It may be a scaled down version slightly.
Yeah.
But, in terms
$40
of-
million scaled down is what I heard.
Right.
So
they've already spent a lot of money on it. but-
yes, yes they have.
And you hate to see this thing with the cost overrides going on and on and on, but they got to do something.
I'm kind of glad that they're deciding to finish that. I mean, that would have
I
been.
am too.
That
I was
would
not
have
in
been.
favor of moving everything out to Mound
No.
Road.
Yeah, that made no sense at all. But yeah, we'll.
Yeah, I know Commissioner Webb at office hours this week was talking about some
Oh,
of
yeah.
the amendments or changes they want to do, including double bunking, which they're not, well, I can't speak on anyone's behalf, but it makes you hesitate and think about that because you cannot mix different elements of criminals.
That's
like
true.
The drunk drivers you can't put with the
Right,
murderers and the
right,
rapists.
right. You're
You know?
nonviolent.
And even as, and I'm not a prison guard, but I wouldn't want to be dealing with that.
No, I don't blame them.
So,
Yeah,
And you don't want to put some of the younger prisoners in with the
older.
or
Yeah,
the career
Yeah.
ones.
So
These
the
there's
are
some-
career
some
veterans.
things
Yeah,
that really-
veterans, veteran criminals.
Really take a look at that piece, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, we'll definitely bring that up next week too. But yeah, I'm not in favor of that. I don't think. But yeah, I'm sure he'll have several things to go over. He had a busy week this week. He was all over the place this week. But anything else, Lisa?
No, that's great. Just thank you.
Thank you.
I
Appreciate
love
you coming
joining
on. Well, I think we're ready to call this a podcast.
podcast.
Oh, are we supposed to do that?
Podcast. I want to thank everybody that participated in tonight's show. A special thanks to Lisa Hicks-Clayton, councilwoman from Dearborn Heights. It's always a pleasure. And to my co-host, Mr. Mike Jones. Thank you, Mike, for filling in for Richard. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Always a pleasure to have you. And as always, Doppler Tom Iwinski. Great job as always, Tom, and wonderful weather we're having. Weekend looks great. And Joy and Holly from Wisconsin, thank you for your gardening tips. We always look forward to that. And thanks to everyone who hung out in the chat room with us. Sorry that we had technical difficulties. I will explain it at the end. I'll edit something in there for you, but you'll be able to see the whole show on video, which is better anyway, right? To see our gorgeous faces. Hey, we really appreciate
35 and looking good.
we really appreciate your support every week. Remember, for the latest weather info, go to DopplerTimesWeather.com. If you see something, say something. We're always looking for guests. So remember, send us an email, gccommunitychat@gmail.com. If you have anybody you have in mind that you want us to get on, we'll do our best to do that for you. Don't forget to join our mailing list too at gccommunitychat@gmail.com as well. So we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. Remember, the success of a community depends on the community, so please support your local businesses. And also, if you see something, say something. Look out for one another out there. So on behalf of Mike and Tom, this is Carrie. Thanks for listening, and we will be back next week right here on TalkShoe.com. Take care.